where those who perceive truth may strive to make others see.
A big, powerful America, and shoot them for what?
On that continent, we are trying to forge a new identity for which we need each other.
With the last words on my lips, that I am a revolutionary, and you're gonna have to keep on saying that.
Now, this is from the Book of the Marshall, or we're going to be referencing the Book of the Marshall Project. The chapter is Homicide Investigations, and our translator is Ivy Scott. Okay. Now, in America, we have this fascination with TV shows and movies, and this hinders our understanding of really what's often dramatized in these particular forms of media, because a lot of times they have very little or no basis in reality, period, right? And Ivy sheds light on a particular incident or a particular event that gets impacted by the general public's impression of the processes, and this is largely due to the idea and the concept around crime shows, okay? And we're talking about essentially just homicide investigations in general, if you couldn't read that from the chapter. We see the police hunt a perp down, and the investigators piece this case together, but we leave with these impressions that we kind of understand what it really takes. And a lot of us, we even have this thing around like the first 48 hours as the window to make or break investigations, and this isn't the case. And this isn't the case for a lot of people in a lot of situations. Ivy points out a few things to help us understand the details surrounding homicide investigations in particular. This is important because half the homicides that take place, they're never solved. In terms of the beginnings, the first call that you make to police in the initial investigations, the idea and the concept is try to give as many details and as much information as possible to help this solving. And just the police here, they're going to use the phone call to gather more information, and they're also going to look into really what type of help and aid that they can get from the city surveillance cameras and their particular networks in general. And this is... Ivy also gives insight into the idea of interviewing regarding loved ones for more information regarding the victims in general. And I hesitate here because Ivy states that it doesn't matter if the victim is a criminal. And I want to say in any case, I think it's better having cops or investigators who are essentially somewhat tied to the community in some way, shape, or form. They would certainly be better than someone who's not connected to the area, but my real hesitation, I suppose, comes from the fact that police seem to have a really just honestly psychological mechanisms that lead to them dehumanizing criminals in a lot of cases. And what makes me say this is how easily cops can lie to suspects when they suspect that someone's a perp or could be a perp in a lot of cases. And this is a very sensitive matter, and something that you guys need to be aware of, but understand also that a reluctant loved one, in terms of not being willing to give the cops information, they could turn away cops just as easily as, essentially identifying the victim as an actual criminal to the cop. So I want you guys to use your best judgment and try to, balance the scale there wherever you can. Now, Ivey also talks about how readers should understand the protocol regarding around the investigation process as it actually is ongoing, because apparently during an investigation you should be receiving calls at least once a week, right? Because if the investigator doesn't contact you, you are really there's kind of a system in place to where you should call the superiors or the supervisors, excuse me. So that should tell you when you're in an investigation or involved in an investigation, you should be getting the supervisor's number as well as the detective's number, and make sure that you have those particular things down. And even just a investigator realizing that you want that number could help in terms of how they treat your particular case. When it comes, don't become a social media investigator, because you could definitely muddy the waters in a lot of cases. Also, there shouldn't be an expectation that investigators will share all of the details of a case with you, because they'll really only share suspects after the arrest is made. And Ivey goes into a few other things, and I'm linking the particular I'm linking Ivey in the description, so check that out. And this is important here because with this whole Renaissance thing, right, I think we should definitely move into being more intelligent as a population and more connected as communities, because when it comes down to the way I'm designing the Foundry, I'm not a fan of surveillance. I don't equate more cameras to more safety. I really design limited surveillance in certain cases, so certain things would be known, but definitely not a fan of trying to put cameras wherever possible, so cameras are always in place, and I don't think that people should get more security out of or feel more secure because there are more cameras in the cases of them not knowing their neighbors or them not knowing their community. I think as you know your community, as the community grows stronger together, and then there should be systems that come into place that may lead to more cameras in certain places. But I don't think that we should inherently design with the idea of more security or more cameras being a more safe place. So this is interesting. It's a problem, and it's definitely something that people need to work together on.
Where those who perceive truth may strive to make others see.
A big, powerful America, and shoot them for what?
On that continent, we are trying to forge a new identity for which we need each other.
With the last words on my lips, that I am a revolutionary. And you're going to have to keep on saying that.